Star Trek tours. Do it. I'm so excited. I actually lived in LA for a long time, but never taken a tour. So today is the day.
So if you guys can see any stars out there tonight, who are we looking for? Who are your favorite celebrities, actors or musicians or athletes? Who are we trying to manifest out in these streets?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. All right, we're looking for Brad Pitt. Over here on the left, this is a church, United Methodist Church of Hollywood. You might remember that from movies like this.
Sister Act.
Back behind the church, there's a gymnasium where they filmed this scene from Back to the Future, but they also filmed that scene from Sister Act in the front of it. The 1985 classic of Michael J. Fox is Back to the Future. Now we're headed for the Hollywood Hills, Mulholland Drive, the most beautiful drive in the city for my money. We're going to rise up to almost 2,000 feet over sea level. Whoa, views on both sides as we do that. Then we're going to drop down into West Hollywood, the Sunset Strip. We're headed over towards Beverly Hills, show you a bunch of great movie star homes over there. Rodeo Drive, all the designer shops, before swinging back. That's the oldest movie studio on Earth. 100 years ago, early Hollywood legend Cecil B. DeMille worked out of that little barn when it was a functioning movie studio. These days it's a museum. It's the Hollywood Heritage Museum. They got the camera, the shot Gone with the Wind on display over there. They've been trying to remake Back to the Future with Tom Holland, the kid who plays Spider-Man. It's perfect casting for a new Marty McFly, but the director's not into it. He says over his dead body, literally. He still has the rights to the movie. He doesn't want to see it remade, so we're going to have to wait on that. Coming all an amazing outdoor music venue, 18,000 seats, so we're looking at all the biggest names in music. They had Cyndi Lauper up here on her farewell tour a few months ago. Cher brought her out for the final show. We're about to really get going with their full spring and summer schedule coming up in a few weeks. And here's a clip from their show last night at the Hollywood Boulevard.
Tom and Jerry.
I'll be pointing at things. Right now I'm pointing at a house way up there on the top of the hill. That was Madonna's house. Across the freeway there you got the Ford Theater, another historic music venue. Down below is the 101 freeway. They call it the Hollywood Freeway. A couple hours ago it was the Hollywood parking lot. We're headed for the Hollywood Hills to the left. Mulholland Drive, the most beautiful drive in the city. In a bit we're going to have a view of the Hollywood sign. This is what it looked like when it first went up in 1923. It originally said Hollywood Land. Those letters are 50 feet tall. You could take a hike up behind the Hollywood sign. This is what it looks like from behind. And you can be riding horses up there as the sun sets from the Sunset Ranch down below. And now our journey into the skies to find the stars begins. And I told you guys, we really do see stars from the car all the time. Everybody look, here's our first one on the right, it's The Rock. That's a stupid dad joke. I stole that stupid joke from my stupid boss, Jeff. Hopefully the jokes are going to get better, but the views are definitely going to get better as we climb this mountain. If you want to picture the Hollywood sign, have your camera ready on the left side. Hollywood sign is going to be on the mountain across from us called Mount Lee. It's named after the guy, Don Lee, who put the television transmitter tower up above it, one of the first broadcast towers like this in the country. Off to the left, it's the world-famous, iconic, one-of-a-kind Hollywood sign on that mountain over there. Ooh, that's a beautiful view of it with all those shadows. I'm taking a picture of it. This one you know it's good. I've only seen this like 1,700 times. But that's pretty good right there. It's a beautiful night for a tour. We had a little rain yesterday. You get the clearest weather. Right after it rains, where you get the sharper visibility. Alright, we've got earthquakes and mudslides and all sorts of reasons we've been trying to do that. Now, if you ever want to get really close to the Hollywood sign, like right up in front of it, they don't let our commercial vehicles up there, but you can take a Uber or a rental car up there. Take about 15 minutes from where I picked you up. That's something you want to do during daylight hours, as they leave the gate unlocked for you up there during the day. You see the sun hitting the white buildings, little dome-shaped buildings above it. That's the Griffith Observatory, a beautiful place to see the literal stars at the top of Griffith Park, the biggest park in Los Angeles. You might remember Griffith from the movies like this. The big brown frame and the big windows way up high. Jason Statham.
That's his house?
Up high with a pointy top.
Oh, the triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the ladies might recognize him more from this picture. There's Jason Statham's belly button.
He has 2 houses?
What's that?
He has 2 houses?
He might have 5 houses. I'm not sure.
Wow.
He won't return my calls. Out the distance to the left, you're going to see downtown Los Angeles. This is going to scroll by. You might want to do video. This is right where the cops hide to try to give us tickets. After this big bush on the left, if you look way over to the left, you're going to see the whole city out there. Tell them what they've won. Far left, down there where the Lakers and the Dodgers play. Downtown in the distance. What a beautiful night. The tallest building down there is the U.S. Bank building. You might remember from the 1996 Popcorn Classic with Will Smith. This is Runyon Canyon. It's a beautiful place to take a hike. You can access the bottom of the hill in Hollywood, a 5-minute drive from where I found you. Check out those views at Runyon Canyon, truly beautiful. I think I've seen a recognizable actor, musician every time I've taken a hike in my many years here. See the ocean line out there? That land ends, and then it gets a little bit darker right behind it. That is the ocean line past the city of Santa Monica. Here it is again, bottom left corner, deepest part of the view. The Pacific Ocean, it's called. 25 miles out that way. Who's seen this action classic from the late 80s? It's Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 2. This house up here is featured in the movie, but also in this video game, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's the tennis instructor's house in the game if you played it. This is what it looks like in the video game. Over here on the left, this is what it looks like in God's video game. This great big video game of life. On the other side of this gate to the left, that's to the house.
Oh, wow.
And this is what it looks like in the movies. It's very similar in the game. This is Lethal Weapon 2. Stop in this dude's driveway to show off the house, and then he started threatening to sue our company. So we're going to keep it moving, but the next time you see that movie, look for this driveway over here. As we head for the home of comedy legend Sacha Baron Cohen. He's the creator of the Ali G Show. He's the star of it as well. Movies like Bruno and the Dictator, but most famously he is the Borat. Actually, let's pause Borat for a second. This is something separate. I'm not sure if you've seen that going around the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Some billionaire gave his ne'er-do-well son a mansion in the Hollywood Hills, and he let this happen to it. He had squatters living up here and graffiti artists coming up every other night. Raves all night long. Now they got it locked up behind a chain link fence over here on the right, so that doesn't happen again as they're trying to sell the property. Trust fund kids can be an adventure. Right here's where that happened. Wow. All right, back to Borat. He used to live up here with his movie star wife, Isla Fisher. She was in the Wedding Crashers, but I heard they split up a while ago. And I do remember seeing moving vans over here around that time. I'm hoping I didn't drive away personally with my terrible Borat impression outside their gate.
Borat!
And he's got a famous next door neighbor. His name is King Julian, and he lives in that tree.
Oh, King Julian!
Right after which, it's the home of Drew Carey from The Price is Right. Drew Carey lives in this yellow house here. Drives around in this colorful Mini Cooper there. Here's a picture of Drew with the coupe. Be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout because about a month ago, a real life monkey ran across the street right here. I'm not sure what they're doing at Drew Carey's house. You're not allowed to have monkeys over there. All that down there, the tan buildings clustered together, that's Universal. And here's a closer look at Universal. I mean, just where they shot the movie. Sure. It's all this at the bottom of the hill. It's called Studio City.
They shot it at Studio City. Yeah. I thought it was somewhere else, Santa Clarita.
They call it Studio City because it's near the studios, but it's just a regular old neighborhood with regular old multi-million-dollar homes, of course. E.T., the family classic from Steven Spielberg, 1982. Elliot. E.T. photo. Back in the 1960s, Laurel Canyon was the place to live for some of the biggest names in music. The Doors' Jim Morrison, Frank Zappa, Joni Mitchell, Buffalo Springfield, Mama Cass Elliot, and many more. Back then, this was a quiet magician. Harry Houdini lived up here. There's a statue for his head back there on the left. On the right here, Jim Morrison from the Doors had a house, but it burned down. All this up here, the Houdini estate. It looks like this up there. You can rent it out. It's $20,000 a night. It's all the way over to here where it says Houdini estate. If you look back, you see a statue of him again there. It's a cool design, eh?
Yeah, wow.
And now, here's some celebrities looking like dogs for some reason. Feel free to bark along, kids. This whole area, it pops up in the lyrics to a Doors Jim Morrison song, Once Upon a Time. If you look back towards the building, right there's the entrance to a restaurant called Pace, an Italian restaurant where the stars gather at night, tucked away from the tourist activity hidden in the mountain here. You can get a street themed after Greek gods up this neighborhood here with a gold sign illuminated there. Like Apollo, Zeus, and Hercules up in a beautiful neighborhood up there. But now we're coming down to Sunset. One of the first landmarks we're going to see when we get down there is a famous hotel called the Chateau Marmont. And you know who was staying there just last month? It's that sweet young singer, Kanye West. Even though he's got homes close by, he was staying at the Chateau for the party life. Here's a bit about that.
I love this
The Chateau Marmont is a cultural landmark where the famous come to stay and play. Names like Gaga, Madonna, Coppola, Hilton, part of the original cast of Saturday Night Live. He died from a drug overdose at just 33 years old.
It's up here to the right, behind these bushes, the Chateau Marmont, the beautiful building up there.
What the hell lives on? More famous than ever, a true icon of the Sunset Strip.
Off to the left, Standard Hotel it was for many years, featured in the movie Ocean's 11 with Brad Pitt and George Clooney on our left there. Straight ahead, that's a real-life train car. They turned it into a hot dog and hamburger stand. Carney's hot dog's the mainstay of the Sunset Strip. David Dobrik is a famous YouTuber. His pizza place here, Dobrik's Pizza, is a big hit with his social media crowd, TikTokers and Snapstagrammers. On the left here, you got the Sunset Tower Hotel, Marilyn Monroe, John Wayne, endless legends have stayed up there. And the Saddle Ranch on the right has a mechanical bull you can ride at your own risk. Be on the lookout for these black SUVs, the black tinted windows, like this one here. These parked on the right. There's another Stars Child around. Doesn't look like anyone's in that one there, but it might be Kevin Hart. Can't see over the window. Over here on the right, there's the Comedy Store. And Chris Rock did a surprise show over there a few weeks ago. On the left here, you got Mario on the side of the One Hotel. We got Madeo Restaurant in there, overlooks the city. That's a bit of the city views. Self-driving car on the left here. Nobody's driving this white car. Over here on the right, Kim Kardashian, flagship store for her shapewear brand Skims. Skims in this tan building here. She was here a few months back for the grand opening. Up to the left is a hit real estate reality show called Selling Sunset. They film it in this building. On the left, the Oppenheim Group. So did you see the video of the Waymo, the self-driving car? A couple months ago, one of them drove its passengers into the middle of a police standoff with like 10 cop cars with guns out, and it drove them into the line of fire. Good luck with all. Over here you got the Sushiya spaceship looking thing on the left here. That has a recording studio inside it. Now we're coming down to the Supreme, an iconic fashion brand. They've got a half pipe for skateboards inside over here at the Supreme. Next is Johnny Depp's old nightclub, the Viper Room, an iconic rock and roll club. It's in with the yellow liquor store here on the left. On either side of the liquor store entrance, there's an entrance to the Viper Room, where tragically in the 90s the actor River Phoenix died of an overdose. River was a great young talent in the movie Stand By Me, one of my favorites. Over here to the right, another famous rock and roll club. It's the Whiskey A Go-Go, where they invented go-go dancing on the corner there. Up there.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage's production company's in there. It's called Saturn Films. It's in there a few times a month. On the right, you got the Rainbow Room and the Roxy Theater. It's mainstay since the 70s. And then up here, the Keys nightclub with the keyboards on the side. That used to be a gangster hangout. It was a place called Sherry's, where the notorious gangster Mickey Cohen got gunned down but survived it. Way down at the end of the street to the right, there's a tall building with white lights going up the middle of it. The Sierra Towers luxury condos. In the video game Grand Theft Auto 5, it's the penthouse scene. In the real penthouse, Elton John is up there. Cher has the 2 floors below him. The actor Matt Damon has a luxury condo up there. Lindsay Lohan had one until they kicked her out. Katy Perry bought one for $23 million a while back. There's a members-only club. This building to the left, it's called the Soho House. Top 20 floors. Here's the views from the top floors. A lot of A-list stars with memberships. They have other locations around the world in high-profile cities, and even one out here in Malibu by the ocean. But now we're leaving West Hollywood. We'll be back down a different street later on our way back. But we are headed into Beverly Hills, 90210. That's where John F. Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe used to go to the bungalows to discuss politics. Some crazy homes over here on the right. That's not the Beverly Hills Hotel yet. It's coming up. The hotel's been over here on Sunset Boulevard since 1912. Before any of these homes existed, the hotel did. Here's a look at the hotel in the album cover artwork for the Eagles Hotel California. I'll restore it to its original glory, but they keep the historic decor, which is a nice touch. Here's a pioneer in the hood. Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones used to own his home to the left. You know the Stones are still touring at 85 years old? That's 85 in rock star years. Think about that. That's not easy living. It's like 10,000 of our human years. He's like a White Walker. There's a picture of Elvis and Mick Jagger, speaking of Jailhouse Rock. Rock.
That's where he died, didn't he?
Right up there.
It was a shock felt round the world. June 25th, 2009, the news spread like wildfire. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, dead at just 50 years old. He'd been living here in this mansion, renting it for $100,000 a month as he prepared to return to performing live. 50 sold-out shows just weeks away at the O2 Arena in London, but they would never take place.
Here's a front
His body battered and abused by prescription drugs. He asked his personal doctor to administer a powerful sedative called propofol to help him sleep. Against all good medical judgment, the doctor pumped the drug directly into his veins.
Yeah, I heard that Kai Cenat was living next to him, but I'm not sure if it's this house here, because he was live streaming when the house got raided, right? Does that look like Kai's?
I don't really remember.
Look at those trees. Are those real life? Are those AI? It's the next one on the left, and it's the home of the diddler.
Did he the diddler?
You can see they got the fires going and the lanterns. They keep the fires lit even during daylight hours. They took a flag at half staff. This is the front door. He bought it for $40 million. Now he's trying to sell it for $62 million if you're in the market. It was originally worth 40, but now it's worth 62 because now it comes equipped with all those skeletons in the closet. Over here on the left, this is where they leave the Johnson & Johnson deliveries. Here's one now in this white van. Next door, a little more wholesome. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall live here. Bogey and Bacall, the biggest star couple of the day. He's in Casablanca. They're both in Key Largo, and they lived there long before Diddy's reign of terror. His current home is a penitentiary in northern New Jersey. Well, one of today's super couples used to live over here to the left, Jay-Z and Beyonce used to rent this palace. They were renting this one for a while until they heard me on the microphone every day, and they're like, get me out of here. They took off to Malibu by the ocean where they bought an $80 million house on the water, but they used to rent this kingdom here. This is still happening. It's like a park. Wouldn't it be fun to play hide and go seek up there? Up there to the left, you see the statue and the flag. That's part of it there. One of the most famous homes in the world. 10 years ago, they sold it for $100 million to the heir of the hostess Twinkie fortune. See a lot of athletes over in this area coming up here because they like to stay at the hotels in the area when they're in town to play our teams. A bunch of NBA stars the last few months we saw down here. 2 hours free parking in a bunch of the public parking garages. On the right, it's Alexander McQueen. Oh, on the right, we got an Instagram photo shoot. It's going great. On the left, it's Ralph Lauren and Giorgio Armani. We saw Zendaya here a few months ago. She was going into this Louis Vuitton at a private event after hours over here. These stores close around 6 o'clock, but the restaurants stay open a bit later, like the Hideaway on the right. Yeah, the guests were losing their mind when they saw Zendaya. On the right here, you got Cartier. On the left, it's Chanel. They turned a Van Gogh painting into this flower pot sculpture on the corner there. They change the art every few months down here. Those have been here for a few weeks now.
That's gorgeous.
Gucci's in green. Prada after that. On the left, Tom Ford, Moncler, Balenciaga. This white building, Givenchy, is the last building designed by the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright within Los Angeles. On the right, Dior moved over here not too long ago. Straight ahead, we got a Wolfgang Puck restaurant up there called Cut. Over there, you got a big Louis Vuitton, Burberry right next to us. This walkway here is called 2 Rodeo Drive. Big Dolce & Gabbana store up there. They also have a sushi restaurant up there. It's $1,000 for dinner for two. Good luck with all that. MGM studios are in this building on the right where they're producing the new James Bond movie. If you're star hunting in the area later on, try Mastro. As I make this turn, you might want a picture of a Beverly Hills sign. It's on our right there, but it's going to be out right over there on me. Now we're down into a vibrant nightlife area. Dozens of world famous bars and nightclubs in this area here. One of them's Lisa Vanderpump from the Vanderpump Rules reality shows. Life area here with the white lights up high on the right. That's Tom right there, super trendy spot. It's like Mardi Gras most nights of the week down here. On the right here, you got Rocco's, that's owned by Lance Bass from NSYNC.
I didn't know he unlocked those. The blonde one. Whoa.
I don't know how to describe that. Way down the street. Above street level, there's red neon lights right in front of us, up higher than the traffic light. That's says Emser Tile.
This is going to be really, oh wow.
That's cool.
Always do the right thing. Over here on the right, that's the Sunrose West, a newer live music venue with that big TV screen on the side.
music
Used to be the
venue.
House of Blues.
This is a reverse look at Sunset Boulevard here on our way back to Hollywood. This building over here used to be a place called Miyagi's where Jamie Foxx used to host the karaoke night. Even after he was famous, he was hosting it every week there. This on the left up here with all the bushes, that's Hyde Nightclub. The basketball player LeBron James had his 39th birthday party a couple of years ago over there. And then we got another one of the most famous comedy clubs in history coming up on the left. It's the Laugh Factory. And they're still going till the early hours of the morning at these comedy clubs. And the great thing is, even if a star's not on the lineup, you never know who will show up last minute. That happens all the time here. Melissa Villasenor is on Saturday Night Live before. She's there tonight.